Walk into two churches on the same street, and you may see two different crosses. In one, the cross is bare, clean lines, nothing on it. In the other, there's a figure, a body fixed to the wood in visible pain. That second one has its own name, it's a crucifix, and the difference between them is not decoration. It's a genuine disagreement between traditions about what a symbol is for, and both sides have a real argument. This video explains it, it doesn't settle it. Start with the crucifix. It's standard in Catholic and Orthodox churches, and in some Anglican and Lutheran ones too. The reasoning is about attention. A bare cross is an idea, a crucifix is a person. It insists you look at what actually happened, not a shape, a body and hours of it. The argument is that the cost is the point. Remove the cost, and you're left with a symbol that's easy to wear and easy to forget. So the crucifix is deliberately uncomfortable. It's meant to stop you. Now the empty cross. Most Protestant and evangelical churches use it, and their reasoning is just as deliberate. The argument is simple, he isn't on it anymore. The crucifixion is not the end of the story. Leaving a body on the cross, they'd say, stops the story one chapter early. An empty cross points past the death, toward the empty tomb. Luther pushed in exactly this direction, urging believers toward Christ's victory rather than dwelling only on his suffering. So the empty cross isn't an absence. On its own terms, it's a claim about what happened next. But there's a second reason the body came off, and it's less often mentioned. The Reformers were also distancing themselves, deliberately, visibly, from Catholic devotional imagery. Some of the motive was theological. Some of it was about not looking like the church they had just left. And underneath sits an older argument about images themselves. Some Protestants read the commandment against graven images as ruling out religious statues and figures entirely. The Catholic answer is that veneration is not worship. You honor what an image points to, you don't worship the object. That exchange is centuries old, and neither side has persuaded the other. It's worth knowing both halves of it before deciding anything. The Orthodox churches took a third path, and their cross looks different again. Look closely at an Orthodox cross, and you'll often count 3 bars instead of 1. A small one near the top for the inscription, the main crossbar, and a slanted one below for the feet. The Orthodox also kept images, but as icons in a defined style with rules about how they may be made. So it isn't 2 positions. It's at least 3, and the differences run deeper than what hangs on the wall. Each tradition has a criticism of the other, and both are worth hearing. One says an empty cross is too comfortable, that it turns an execution into a clean shape you can wear without thinking. The other says a crucifix keeps him dead, that it lingers on Friday and never quite reaches Sunday. Both criticisms are aimed at the same risk from opposite directions, that the symbol becomes automatic, that you stop seeing it. Which brings us to the thing that gets lost in the argument. Nobody in this disagreement disputes that the crucifixion happened. Nobody disputes that it matters. Nobody disputes the resurrection either. Both symbols point at the same 2 events. The disagreement is only about which moment you should be looking at while you remember them. One tradition says look at the cost, the other says look at what the cost bought. So next time you notice which cross a church chose, you'll know it was a choice, and you'll know what it was choosing between.